Hey heathens, it's Gundidi, and I got something cool for you this week. This is the GForce Arms RPX9 Exodus. This is a Glock clone from GForce Arms, made in Turkey by Radical Arms. And it's just a really cool offering in that Generation 3 pattern of Glock. What's really cool about this guy is the price point, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's go over the features of this guy from nose to rear and see what she's got on her. First of all, it's got a 4-inch barrel, just like a Glock 19. Very squared off slide, very similar to the Gen 3 Glocks, of course. You got front cocking serrations, so you can do those press checks or rack from the front, whatever you like to do. Up on top, we got a nice fiber optic front post. This is an orange one on the front and green ones on the rear. Nice that they are fiber optic. For this price point, I don't think you'd see night sight versions, but this one comes with fiber optics. For the price point, you can't argue. Going on down, we have a 2-slot Picatinny rail. Now, I don't believe these are Glock rails. I believe these are actually 1913 rails. So you could run your lights, lasers, grenade launchers, all that fun stuff. Going on across, you have some textured memory pads, which is actually kind of nice that a gun of this price point is giving you those texturing memory pads where you can put your support thumb or you can put your index finger when you are not on the trigger, which is actually kind of nice. Moving on down, you got that squared off trigger guard that's very similar to Glock. Now, I will say the inner dimensions are not the same as Glock right here. So I'm not 100% sure if it's going to lock into all Glock holsters. It might lock into most though. Moving on across, you got this slide cut in, kind of like the Ruger RXM has right here, to where it's not so blocky and Glock-esque. It's not really meant for anything, like you couldn't rack from there without pinching your finger, but it is just kind of good looking. Now you do have RPX9 and Exodus written on that side of the slide, and on the other side of the slide you have imported by GForce Arms, Reno, Nevada, and then on the front you have Radical made in Turkey. So, of course, all the nomenclatures for the big wigs at the ATF, you know. Moving on down, you have a standard Glock 19 style trigger with the trigger blade safety. Let's go ahead and show you that trigger real quick. You got to take up the dingus. There's a little bit of take up to get to a wall, little bit of creep, and then a clean break. Let's see that reset. It actually kind of forces your finger out there. A little bit of creep to get back up to that wall, and a break. It's actually a cleaner trigger than a Gen 3. I wouldn't say it's as clean as a Gen 5, but it is cleaner trigger than a Gen 3. Not a bad trigger for this price point. Moving on back, you got a extended slide release, which usually on Glock you have to pay extra for that. Nice that you can easily knock down that slide. I know a lot of guys say you should be racking it. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. Moving on across, you have some really nice slide serrations right here that are easy to grip and easy to rack that slide. Of course, you got your fiber optic sight. This one is not optics ready, but they do have an optics ready variant of this that's like $40 or $50 more. It's not much more, and it's optics ready. And then you have the GForce logo right here on the rear. Moving on down, you got a nice little beaver tail there. It's not extended in any way, but it does feel a little bit more scalloped than, like, say, a Glock Gen 3. So you can get a nice high grip on there. Moving into the grip texture, you have a really nice texturing, very similar to like, kind of close to like the Springfield Hellcat texture there. And then you got checkering on the front and back strap. And these are actually really nice checkering. My hand holds on pretty nice. It's also kind of a little bit of an undercut here so you don't get that Glock knuckle, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice that they thought about that. Moving on down, you do have a flaired Magwell straight from the factory, which is actually really nice. It comes straight from the factory. This is all coated in that burnt bronze finish, which makes it look really sharp. Now, I will say, This does come with two Glock-esque mags. They kind of look like KCI, but there's no markings on them. So I'm not 100% sure if Radical makes these mags, another company in Turkey, or maybe it is KCI mags that they just unbranded the base plate. Interesting little note there. I will say that with this flared Magwell, you cannot see a Gen 5 mag because the base plate will hang up. It will go in and it'll probably feed, but it won't slide lock, and the mag may fall out because it doesn't actually lock into the mag release. But I was able to get it to go all the way in. To the point where the mag release could release it. So it's barely touching that mag release. I think it's just barely nicking it right here at the top. Because that base plate is too long on the Gen 5s. But Gen 4 mags will work in this guy just fine. Gen 3 and Gen 4 mags just fine. So definitely a cool option. Now, what I keep saying is for the price. I will say this is by far the cheapest Glock clone I have seen so far. I have seen them as cheap as $250 for this variant. The one without the optics cut. Now, the one with the optics cut hovers around that $300 price range. Still, the cheapest Glock clone out there that I know of. If you guys know of one cheaper, let me know in the comment section. But even the Rock Island one, the Daria Arms, is a little bit more expensive than this guy. It's impressive. And to me, it feels like a good quality pistol. I mean, the Turks make really good guns, and GForce has a pretty good reputation for importing some decent firearms. So, you know, who knows? This might actually be a good option for you. If you guys have checked out the Exodus before, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of it. If you've shot it, let me know how it feels. If you haven't, let me know if a $250 Glock option is an option for you, and what you would change on this pistol if there was any design features you could send out to the company, to like GForce Arms or Radical. Guys, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit the bell icon, because YouTube has a tendency to not let my followers know I dropped a new video. So go ahead and hit that bell icon. And as always, guys, I am Gundidi, and I'll see you heathens for the next one.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a